Hey guys, how's it going? I shared this channel in the Alpha Factory a few days back, and I just wanted to go over in a little bit more detail what I'm looking at here. Um, so this here's the Dixie US Dollar Index in the green, and obviously if we recognize this pattern, this is Bitcoin. And I just wanted to talk about how in the last two cycles Bitcoin has responded to the dollar breaking down. So we can see here, red line, we have this marked at 100 on the dollar. And you can see that it's been acting as support and resistance, resistance, resistance. It broke down and it knocked off the ceiling and broke down. And right now, we broke down, right? Bang, 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 boom, breaks right through. Sitting right now at about 97 and a quarter. So if if we can look back these last two cycles and we can see how Bitcoin responds when the dollar breaks down from this $100 mark, it's quite incredible. So we can take a look here at the first one in 2017, and we can see right here the dollar breaks down in a cascade and Bitcoin rips. And it does it for about 260 days, right? From this point to the top. And there's a lot of data supporting that this cycle should be more similar to the 2017 cycle than the 2021 cycle. And I agree with that. I agree with that. Unless we get some kind of COVID like massive black swan where the Fed has to jump in and dump trillions of dollars into the market, completely debasing the currency in a matter of months, right? Unless that happens. But if it's more typical, right? If it's more during this cycle, it wasn't just trillions dumped into the market. It was just a stall of QT, and the markets just grew, right? There was some money coming in from other countries. Global liquidity continued to grow, but the Fed wasn't dumping assets like they are now, which it seems like it's going to be more similar to the to a blow off top 2017 type cycle. Um, so yeah, another thing that's similar to this one than last one is when this happened. Last time, or sorry, in 2017, the dollar broke down shortly after Bitcoin broke its past all-time high. Okay, this time the dollar breaks down shortly after Bitcoin breaks its past all-time high. This time, my thoughts are that because of COVID and because of the overreaction of the Fed to deal with it and dumping trillions of dollars of stimulus into the economy, it gave a nice bull run, but it was early. It was early and it wasn't natural. So look here where we are. We didn't break all-time highs when this happened. If we didn't get COVID in the response of the Fed, perhaps it would have been pushed until we broke the past all-time high, and then maybe we get more of what we've seen before and possibly what we're going to see this time of a more gradual, instead of this double top, maybe of a more gradual climb up, or more gradual. I say that, but it's actually a blow off top. Right? This isn't so gradual, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. So either way, this moment is an exciting moment, whether it's sooner than what was expected, right on time, and over here, possibly a little bit later, right? Because here this is happening, we're breaking through. Let's see, I didn't look at this prior. We broke in May, kind of mid May, end of May, I guess, right here, right? Kind of mid May, end of May. Over here, it was March, right? So a few months earlier that it broke out here. Not a whole lot sooner. And then over here. And then you can see that the time that it takes from where the dollar breaks down to when the market peaks has been roughly the same amount of time, these two, right? 260, 272. We'll see. Perhaps it's around the same. If it's 272, that would bring us, right? That would bring us to the beginning of March. So end of February, beginning of March, that would be one quarter. That would be the end of Q1 in 2026. And that's kind of what I've been thinking. Um, so we'll see how that breaks out. It could get pushed a little bit further depending on what the Fed does, because as we see, monetary policy and liquidity makes a difference. It pushed, in my opinion, it kick-started this off sooner than it would have. Liquidity gets dumped in, the dollar falls because the currency's been debased, right? More more currency added to the system. Um, the value falls. It's just basic supply and demand. So the value falls. People flood. People that are holding dollars don't want to hold dollars anymore because they're losing value. So the smart people, they look for places that are outperforming dollars. Well, the best places is Bitcoin. That's where the money obviously was flowing to. Same thing's going to happen. Whether it's starting now, whether we get another bump up and it kind of taps resistance again and then we go, I'm not exactly sure. But this is the direction. This is where we're headed. Whether we get to what I have marked here in the low 400s or not that high, I don't know. I'm not calling anything. Um, I'm going to be watching the indicators that I've been posting. And when they tell me, that's when I'm going to start selling. I'm not picking a certain month. I'm not picking a certain dollar figure. Um, I've been burned by doing both of those things before, and I'm learning from those mistakes. I'm watching the indicators. So the indicators that we're finding, that Menno and I are finding, we're making a list. Uh, yeah, I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I'll let Menno talk about all that fun stuff that's coming up. But that's what I'm going to be basing my exit strategy on, indicators. Um, so yeah, this is just one more chart to add to the basket, add to our bag of tricks. When we see this happening, historically, we've seen this happening. So exciting times. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that clears things up for anybody that might have been a little confused. Uh, yeah. All right. So I'm going to try to make shorter videos. I'm going to try to just keep them basically one chart, break it down, try to keep it around 5 minutes or so that it's easier to digest. All right, guys. Talk soon.